This is Jack Fishman behind the camera speaking with music director Sebastian about the 2011-2012 season. And on November 11th and 12th, you're doing a Brahms program with the master singers, vocal soloists. The second half is a German requiem by Brahms. But the first half, there's a work that I'm not really sure who wrote. Yeah. It's Brahms and it's Detlef Glanert, and it's called Four Serious Songs. And explain who's the composer of this mystery piece.
Well, the composer is Johannes Brahms, and that's also at least the composer who inspired other compositions that have been integrated in the piece. The Four Serious Songs is the composition we hear here mainly. These four serious songs are written for piano and baritone. Detlef Glanert was asked by Kent Nagano and the Deutsche Symphony Orchestra, and Dietrich Henschel was the baritone, to orchestrate these pieces, so the piano part written for orchestra. And I remember very vividly when Detlef started working on it, and he said to me, he was thinking about the idea of introducing the harp as a part of the orchestra, which is unusual for Brahms if we look at later works. But if we look back at the German Requiem, that's where he got inspired by. And then another day he called me, and he was thinking about his fascination of the horn writing in Brahms. Because Brahms writes the four horns in a very, very specific way, which I think no other composer really uses the horns like this. And you can define from, if you hear a horn chord and you have well-trained ears, you know exactly this must be orchestrated by Brahms. The fascinating thing is with this, it sounds like it is absolutely orchestrated by Brahms. The way the whole thing is written and the voicing and the mix is so Brahms. So it's 100% Brahms. It's Detlef Glanert really trying to get in the skin of Johannes Brahms. But I guess this had an effect on him, becoming Brahms and being a genuine composer, that the material he was orchestrating inspired him to express his own ideas. So what he then has done, which was not part of the original plan, he wrote preludes, a prelude to the whole cycle, and interludes that bridge the individual songs. Because normally the songs finish and then the next one starts. And now he writes interludes that one song goes into the next, and after the last song he even writes a long postlude to finish the whole cycle, which gives the whole thing a far rounder form, and also the orchestra a more important role. And what happens is, here we have a German composer who is very much, he studied with Hans Werner Henze, very much in the tradition of the Second Viennese School, and trained, and himself a famous opera composer now, who reflects on Brahms with big admiration, and big and huge respect, and brings it to us now, and shows that a composer is being accused of being very conservative. Brahms was always said, he's a very conservative composer. That was always the opponent, in the critics to Richard Wagner, who was so progressive, and Brahms was so conservative. And all of a sudden, in this composition, you realize that Brahms is actually very radical, and how far it could go if you keep thinking the same ideas just a little bit further. The genius thing about this cycle is you don't really realize when does Brahms finish and Detlef Glanert start, and and when does it go back. It's a completely fascinating composition, and just a wonderful piece. I mean, this has since it has been written in, I think, 2005, has been performed already 40 times and recorded twice. I did a recording for a CD, and Kent Nagano did a recording for CD. It's just a highly popular piece too, which proves that it's just a magnificent composition and orchestration.
So that's Johannes Brahms, Detlef Glanert, A German Requiem, all on November 11th and 12th, 2011. Thanks.
Thank you.